Hey guys, in this video we're gonna take a look what regular expression or reject is. Reject allows us easily validate form, search for text and patterns, as well as many cool things. Let's take a look. Regular expression originated in 1951 when mathematician Stefan Kolklini described regular languages using his mathematician notation like regular sets. But what is a regular expression in JavaScript? In JavaScript, regular expression is simply a type of object, and this object used to match character combination in string, so it's quite easy. There are two ways to create a regular expression in JavaScript. The first is regular expression literal, which use slashes to enclose regex pattern. And the second one is regular expression constructor, which construct your regular expression for you. As you can see in the both example, we use the same pattern. The character C followed by the character A and followed by the character T. After this, we can fairly say that if you expect your regular expression to remain constant, it's the best way to use a regular regex literal. And if regular expression will be dynamic, it's the best way to use a regular constructor method. If you notice it in the definition section, I mentioned regular expression is type of object. That means there are a number of methods we can use on our regex, and the basic one is test, which returns boolean. Just have a look. We have two strings and our regular expression, and we can use our method test to check if a certain pattern exists in our strings. And as expected, the first string returned true because this string contains cat. And as expected, the second string doesn't contain cat. That's why we get false. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's up to you guys, the trick to learning regular expression is merely just memorize the common character, symbol and groupings. If you are serious about understanding regex, when you have some time, I encourage you to take 20 minutes and memorize the table below. So guys, let's quickly check our table. There are only 4 groups of our special symbols, but if you are really serious about understanding and learning regular expression, just stop this video and try to memorize these characters and symbols. It's not really difficult, but it's really important. But now we're going further. But just before we jump in our small project, let's explore some concept and case. First, we will test our string for any numeric digits, and we're gonna use \d for this. Let's take a look at our code. There is a string which contains 4 numeric digits, and of course it will return true. And it will return true as long as at least 1 numeric digit in our string. But what happens if we don't care how many digits before or after our dashes? We can use the special symbol, the plus, to match the \d one or more time. Here in action. To simplify things, we can use parentheses to group special expressions. Let's check the next example. For example, we have cats which mewing, and we want to match this mew. Just take a look. We have this pattern and test string. Let's check our pattern. For the first is M matches a single letter M, then E plus, matching the letter E 1 or more times. Then O and W in pattern plus, matching the letter O and W 1 or more time. And then W matching the letter W only once. Then we get this string M plus 4 times E plus 3 times OW plus 1 time W. Operators like plus are used immediately after parentheses. And a bit about important considerations. As you know, regular expressions are wrapped in slashes. He also makes use of other various characters like plus and question mark. If you ever want to search for these characters, you need to escape them with backslashes. Yes, and as additional aside, it's important to know that you can use multiple character sets to match the same thing. For example, \d is the same as numeric digits from 0 to 0 or 0 to 9, and \w is the same as alphanumeric characters or underscore. Hey guys, let's continue. So it's finally time to start building some stuff. In this first project, we are going to write a function that will take a camel case as input and add space between the words. So this is our example. The first thing we will need is a function that takes a string in input and returns a new string. Yes, this is our function, and next we just need to fill in our return line with RegEx. To do this, we will first search for all capital letters in the string using a character set search in a global modifier. Then the above code will match the C in camel case. Then we will use capturing parentheses. So what is it? In RegEx, capture parentheses allow us to match a value and remember it. This allows us to use these variables then a bit later. Yeah. So in this case, in this example, our variable is $$1 or $1. So yeah. So there is a string method that we can use to implement the capturing parentheses replace. Yeah. To use this, our search value will be any capital letter. Our second argument is replace value. Value will be a saved value. Yeah, this one is first, this is the second. The next step is capturing our capital letter. Then simply replacing it with the same capturing letter. We need to add it in our space. Yeah. So to do this simply enough, we just add a space before the our variable. The result is a space after each capital letter. So yeah, this is here. This is the final code. Look at this. First project only fixed half of our problem. Okay, the first thing we need to do is select all of the capital letters in our string. We will also be using the replace method again, but this time we need some new code in our replace method. And yet, just take a look. The cool thing about replace is that we specify a function as a second parameter. This function will then be invoked after the match has been performed, and the result of this function will be used as a replacement thing. Yeah, and if we also use the global flag, the function will be invoked for each match in the string. With this in mind, we can use the string method to lowercase to transform our string to the correct case. There is what the final code looks like. For the final project, we are going to capitalize the first letter in our string. Here is what should happen. Once again we are going to use the replace method. This time, however, we only need to search for the very first character in our string. To do this, we will use the character. As an aside, recall this example for your name. Yeah, and when we add in the character, this function will be no longer return true. This is because cat is not at the beginning of the string. We want our caret to apply to any lowercase character in the beginning of our string, so we will add it directly before our character set from A to Z. This will target only the first character if it is a lowercase letter. We also won't be using the global modifier as we only want on one match. From here, all we need to do is return the character as an uppercase character, and we are done. Yeah, look at this. And now we have all of the pieces to turn a camel case string into a spaced string with a capital letter at the beginning. Here is what the might looks like. So it's final, and my final slide of this presentation, it's useful links about regular expression. The first link is a website where you can check your regular expression, doesn't matter which language you're using. It can be JavaScript, Python, or wherever you want. There are a lot of instruments, and yeah, it's really useful. Just check it and use it. The second link is a post Wikipedia about regular expressions at all, about history and other facts of regular expression. Just use it. So that's all. Thank you very much, and good luck with regular expressions.